Hello, everybody, and good evening. Welcome to the Zul'jin Distillery Invitational. It's your boy, Aero. And tonight I am joined by the blanket known as Repsychic.
Hello, everyone. I have been told I am a wet blanket, but today I am wearing my blanket, so therefore I am a dry blanket.
There you go. Well, Repsychic, we are in, I believe, the last match of the season for these teams between Lurk Patrol and ReGen Anomaly, and the draft has started, so we're going to hop into that in just a moment here. But this is an important game between these two teams. Lurk Patrol just played against Wood League. Wood League won that, I believe, 2-0, unless I screwed something up in that. So that actually, let's take a look at these standings here real quick. That actually puts Wood League at 9 points. Not enough to get 4th place, but what it does do, and you're just gonna have to excuse the icons because I didn't change them. But what it does do is it puts Lurk Patrol in the position now with ReGen Anomaly. Whoever loses this series plays against ReGen Phoenix in the first round of the playoffs.
I know those guys, kinda.
Indeed. Well, let's go ahead and hop over here to the draft screen.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh no. Oh no. No, we have to do something else first. We have to show the maps, Rec.
Oh, let's do that first then. And while I turned my TV off because I just realized it was still on. Oops.
What happened? Something happened to my maps page. What is going on? It's just not even here.
We weren't prepared.
Whatever. We'll go back to draft.
Pish posh. We'll get back to that. I believe that the map bans was it
Altrak? So Lurk Patrol banned out Altrak Pass and Cursed Hollow. And ReGen Anomaly banned out Dragonshire and Infernal Shrines.
Battlefield of Eternity, right?
No. That was a fake. That was a fake out.
Oh.
Yep. Welcome Lulu from the Nexus Cats.
I know her. I was inspired. I played some Anduin today. It was very, very inspired.
It was pretty legit, too. There was some pretty awesome pulls. So, Rec, I'm going to leave you for a second to feed my dogs because I'm a horrible human being.
All right, so I'll take it away then.
Yeah,
all right, so
take it over.
Yeah, sure. So, ReGen Anomaly going right out the gate and grabbing their Garrosh early. That's an okay pickup. Why not? Now, in response, we have Gunny taking Kel'Thas and Ektar on Lucio, one of my personal favorite heroes. As you can see above, the bans have actually been tankier bans in ReGen Anomaly's choices, and more Meiji bans coming out from our friends over at the team name that I can't remember. I am so sorry. Oh boy, NA production. But we got an Orphea Zarya going on. Now I'm gonna go ahead right out the gate and say that this is gonna be a big old Graviton Surge and Eternal Feast combination going on. Why not throw a taunt in there? I'm actually curious to see if a Stukov might not come out from Anners here. That would be really something. But we're gonna go ahead and get this next ban going out. Who are we banning? It is Malthael. Malthael is the ban, and I am pretty okay with that. Okay, yeah. Well, then again, you could have taken the Malthael against a Garrosh. I don't know. It's probably fine.
Our other team tonight is Lurk Patrol.
Lurk Patrol, the team name we've been saying for the past 2 hours. Yeah, I realized that. Like I said, man, NA production, but that would be more on my end.
So, Blaze Diablo.
That's why we banned out Malthael. I see. Okay.
And that is a whole lot of fire coming out from the Lurk Patrol.
Yeah, tons of it. Tons of fire, in fact. The only thing it's missing would be something like Ragnaros, I suppose, but that would be a little strange. That's the only fire boy that I could think of that's left.
Yeah, I can't imagine them doing that. Alex Straza, kind of. But we're going to see Thrall and Malfurion. Now, we have seen the Zarya Garrosh, but out of ReGen Anomaly, but we've mostly seen it on Braxis. So getting the throw from Garrosh into the root from Thrall or Malfurion is going to provide a lot of value to this team. It's going to set it up for Orphea to get a lot of that burst damage.
absolutely.
and really knock it out of the park. I do want to shout out, of course, Ektar for bringing people over from his POV stream, and everybody coming in here. We got Murda with the sub. Really appreciate that. Oh, calling out the shirt. Totally not planned. It just happened to work out as we get the Maya coming in, and they're switching people around, of course. Also, Porky, welcome. Glad to have you.
I just want to say, Lulu, thank you for playing in Storm League, no less, a Water Dragon Lily. I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, this pleases me. I don't care what happens for the rest of the night. That made my night. Thank you.
Well, there you go. Let's see. Thrall and Anders is playing Malfurion. Okay. I think everybody's on the right. I don't think there were too many switches, so there we go.
I don't think so. That I can tell. No, I don't think there were any.
And I believe that is Genjesus now hosting. So hello and welcome everybody from the stream of Genjesus. Rek, here we go, buddy. Going on to the game. Game number 1. What is going on with Soothsayer? It's just not loading like anything right. Let me try to turn that off.
Not saying things so soothingly. Oof.
I might have to restart it. I don't know if I can, actually, not in the middle of the stream. All right, well, for whatever reason, it doesn't want to show. So why don't you go ahead and introduce Lurk Patrol on the left here, Rek?
Sure. I will introduce Lurk Patrol. You have Ace playing Maiev, Ektar on Lucio, High Def on Blaze, Gunny playing Kael'thas, and FPS Nate on Diablo.
And over to the right, we've got Genjesus on the Garage. We're just going to call him Carve on Zarya. Anders on the Malfurion. Voodoo here sitting on Orphea, and Ripper on Thrall. What was that about? Shout out to my former captains. Yeah, buddy. So, all right, Feel the Heat being picked up by Zarya. So with that Blaze Maiev, all that stuff. But the big throw, Genji's a little bit far in there and surrounded by loads of blue health bars, but with that 40 armor. Oh, never mind. Nate flipping over Genjesus into the team, and that's going to be first blood going over to Lurk Patrol.
Well done. You know, I believe that's only, what, a 10-second cooldown on the flip? Because I believe there was one already in there, and that's how Genjesus got there in the first place, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, it came up again, and that's what was ultimately his undoing.
Yeah, indeed. So we're seeing this rotation here between the mid and top for both teams. Genjesus is back. He's looking to see if he can't get a throw. Gets it on to Diablo. Diablo doesn't have a ton of souls, but is able to make it out there. Ektar making use of that Amp It Up to help his teammate get out of danger.
Yeah.
In the bot lane, Ripper holding on to that bush, making sure that he's out of vision, but close enough to get into the problem area here in case Blaze steps up a little too far forward. But ultimately, just a little bit of a 1v1. Looks like Blaze has a little bit of advantage there, as Lurk Patrol is going to head over and gather their night camp here. Get that started between Ektar and Gunny.
Aero, let's talk talents. What do you see out there?
Well, you know, as far as talents, anything exciting? I think that the Bonds of Justice is sometimes.
Aero, look to your left.
Look to my left. Oh no! Surely that was a misclick, right?
I don't know.
Does Ace make it out of here? He does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. What using that Shadow of Vengeance to get out of danger with that 4-man rotation and onto the Maya. But now that Bruiser Camp going in the mid lane. 26 to 33. By the way, in case you missed it, what we're talking about is the Convection and now the Mana Tap for Kael'thas. So a little bit of a different build coming out of this Kael'thas. And we'll have to see, you know, can Kael'thas stack that before ReGen Anomaly is able to find him and send him to the graveyard.
True, true. Currently at 5 stacks, a quarter of the way there. Can ReGen Anomaly find him? Well, I don't know. You're going to have to find out.
Tune in next minute when we find out if ReGen Anomaly can. But Genji's is here a little bit far forward, trying to soak that lane and get the gems here. Getting that shield from Carve. ultimately going to get him out of dodge, getting that extra movement speed too.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the speed barrier pickup. It goes very well with the Garrosh because now he can just kind of run in on his own and be like, yeah, and throw in Q.
And that's what he's looking to do. Does get the throw onto the Lucio, but the charge stun keeping him there. But he's going to spread that bomb to his team, it looks like. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it was spread to him. Murda calling out the convection in chat.
I have to call out smooth moves I won on Lucio. Thank you for not taking Party Mix. Gotten tired of seeing that talent. I don't think it's very good, personally. I like both of the other two options more. That's just me, though.
I think it depends a little bit on the team and the map.
No,
but Garrosh going in, throws the Kael'thas. They do get the root, and goodbye to those convection stacks.
I think it was 60 seconds later, Aero.
I think it was. Almost exactly. Oh, man. So Garrosh looking again to get a throw here. Does get the throw onto Diablo. But again, Diablo's beefy at this point. How many souls does he have? Oh, he's completed, so he's all kinds of healthy. Now, so far, only 24 gems have been turned in, all of them for ReGen Anomaly.
Yeah, looking that way. Ripper managed to get all of his in. It looks as if, though, the rest of the team is kind of hoarding theirs, with the exception of Anners, I suppose. But
it looks like we're going to see 24 from Lurk Patrol now.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's about even now. Well, no, that's a lie. 35 are there. ReGen Anomaly looking to turn now. Maybe they can get a few. There they go. No, I lied.
Lurk Patrol managed to sneak those in down in the bot lane, I believe, between Blaze and Diablo. Mostly Diablo, yes. It looks like. Garrosh popping the unstoppable. Does get the throw onto Lucio, and good night. Play that boy a sweet tune.
He did.
Yeah, a little bit of a lullaby.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know if that's his forte. I think he's more of a techno kind of guy, but that doesn't matter. Mid getting pushed out pretty hard right now.
So mid wall all the way down here, and we've got the Garrosh coming down to try to do a little bit of damage there. Ultimately now that's going to give a 3v3 in the top lane. The Web Weaver just about to go down. Nate getting rooted there, but with the smaller little Web Weaver minions taking the tower shots, no additional damage coming in. But now with 4v3, they're definitely getting this full wall here.
Absolutely. And with a Lucio, they can disengage at any time as quickly as they want at speed. We'll call it Aero.
And they're looking to get more damage in on this mid lane. It looked like they were maybe trying to get into the Garrosh, but he was far enough back it would have been difficult to get. But this fort in mid lane is already at about 20% health.
Looking that way, at least. I might actually be even less than that in a few moments, Aero, as this big wave comes in. But ReGen Anomaly and Lurk Patrol both opting for their bruiser camps right now. I believe this is ReGen Anomaly's first, so I think Lurk Patrol's doing a better job of getting on that camp as often as they can.
And the slight XP lead shows, getting them just to 10 a little bit faster here. With the Warden's Cage and Sound Barrier, Combustion, Phoenix, and Apocalypse. So that APOC Warden's Cage scenario could be a pretty rough scenario for Anomaly to deal with. What do you think about Anomaly's ults?
I kind of predicted all of those. I'm not gonna lie. Excuse me. I like the Earthquake alongside the. Oh my goodness! Actually, there's a big team fight breaking out. Malfurion is the first one to fall as Maiev popped her big cage, and actually Orphea goes down next with an Eternal Feast going as well. But Lucio managing to finish off Zarya. Can Genji's get a little bit of free damage on Ace? No. Oh.
So a 3-for-0 trade as many ults going down there to secure those kills. But pretty much just as we described, the combination going out there exactly happening in that tight corridor.
Yeah. So anyway, like I was saying with the heroics, yeah, I was expecting a Graviton Surge, an Earthquake, and an Eternal Feast. I kind of mentioned I mentioned Graviton Surge and Eternal Feast during the part where you weren't there, but I also thought maybe a Stukov would have been a little more suffice as opposed to Malfurion, but Twilight Dream works in the same vein as simple Lurking Arm, so
And you did call for the Warlord's Challenge, too, which kind of works in a similar fashion. It effectively silences the players.
So, absolutely.
Second set of Web Weavers coming out here for Lurk Patrol. And look at the gems on Genjisus here. Web Weaver getting a lot of value there, hitting a couple players with that wave. Oh, but down in the bot lane, Thrall getting charged. Ripper trying to make it out, is getting some survivability out of his Q there, but 24 gems gonna go down the drain as this 5-man rotation pulling down.
You know, for 5 people on one guy, that he didn't go down that quickly.
No, there was a part of me that was like, maybe he gets out of here, and then Diablo was like, nah, not today.
I mean, that's the Ancestral Wrath difference at level 7.
For sure, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so 13's online. Let's take a look at what we've got over here. Put these up for you. And the cooldown reduction from Pyromaniac for the Kael'thas. Of course, at 16, we should see that double flame strike
I like all
talent.
of these talents. I don't see anything wrong with the 13s at all. I like
No,
all
not
of
at
them.
all. Not at all.
Nothing wacky. Oh.
Garrosh looking to get in there, but the chain's coming out onto Anners, pulling them in. There's an Eternal Feast going down, taunt hitting, but a massive 5-man apocalypse, and it's just a bloodbath as ReGen Anomaly getting obliterated.
Oh, no, that is all those gems gone. That was over, I don't know.
55, 59, no, 69
yeah, but
gems,
Jesus
I
was
think.
holding this like 76 or something like that, my man. So that is really unfortunate for ReGen Anomaly. I think they just wanted to try and get those in as soon as possible, just kind of push out those lanes a bit.
Yep, they were looking for the quick kill, but Genji's was a little far to the north, away from the team, and that gave Maiev the opportunity to engage and set up the rest of the play there.
Absolutely.
Now, I do have to say, you know, we're familiar a little bit with Lurk Patrol, and we banned out the Maiev. We did not want to see it, and this is a good example of why. You know, another option for Lurk Patrol is the Alarak, and Alarak does a lot of work too. So, you know, we'll have to see what happens going into game 2. You know, what changes get made here, but we're getting a little bit of fight. There's the Graviton Surge. They're looking for the return kill, getting that Eternal Feast going. But here's the Warden's Cage, and 3 people getting pulled in by the tether. Gonna be a kill onto Orphea, and the resets coming out for days, getting the kill onto Garrosh as well. And now what was just a keep might turn into game, as this boss is still at half health.
Yeah, it sure was looking that way. I just think that this Maiev has been an absolute terror for ReGen Anomaly, and Ace doing a fantastic job of just, you know, finding these isolated characters and just capitalizing on that.
And that is, in fact, going to be game number 1, going over to Lurk Patrol. Getting some solid value there in that. Yeah, none of my overlays are working. This is great. I don't think I loaded Soothsayer 100% of the way. Which is, you know what, whatever. Whatever. Camera's working, so we can still do that stuff. It just means that the overlays won't work.
True.
So 12-2 in kills, and those kills were almost entirely from their wombos. You know, getting that Warden's Cage set up with the APOC and the combustion and gravity lapse and all that. Did Kael'thas even complete convection?
I don't think so.
I don't think he did.
I didn't notice it. I know he lost it at one point at around 6 stacks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So, you know, feels bad, but, you know, that's a combo that that Rek, I believe that you played with us a fair bit early on when Maiev first came out. That was a combo of the Warden's Cage Kael'thas. Like, it doesn't seem like it does that much damage until everybody just melts.
Yeah, until everyone is just simply dead.
Yeah, and you get Q resets, you've got living bombs going all over the place, you get a big flame strike damage, and then add on top of that the value of the Apocalypse and the Blaze jet propulsion, getting the additional stun to help with the Kael'thas stun, combustion. Like, there's so much value in this combo that they just put out there.
You have the Phoenix sitting on it. Yeah, you have all sorts of stuff. Phoenix Combustion, Apocalypse, excuse me.
Yeah, I did that too.
yeah, I heard it, and then now I'm saying it. Whoops. Yeah, I think both sides had an excellent, I suppose you could call it wombo combo. I don't like that phrase, but whatever. They both had combinations with their heroics and synergies that could have worked, but it kind of is just like who initiates first is really who wins that fight, I think. And I think that, each time Maev just slipped into the back line. There's one team fight in particular, where she just slipped onto that Malfurion and he couldn't really follow up on the engage from Zarya. So
that was in the top lane, that second wombo that they had.
Yeah, that one.
Make sure you click the link. They've got it set up. Looks like we're going to go to Volskaya Foundry for our game number 2.
Cool. I will click on that one.
I wonder... I might be able to update the... Does this update? Yeah, so I can update the points on the side. I just, for whatever reason, it just doesn't have the other pages loaded, so... And I can't fix that unless I restart OBS, which means restarting the stream. I don't want to do all that. Let's see, who picked Volskaya Foundry? Oop, I just put you on pause. Hold on, let's put that back. There we go. Funny thing is, I don't think you moved while I had you paused.
Oh no.
Let's see, so it looks like this is the pick of Lurk Patrol. Update that. Some spicy chat coming out talking about that speed barrier Garrosh.
Yeah, it's a good combination, honestly. A big scary orc man coming at you and then throws out his Indomitable. You can't really do anything about it. You just have this big orc running at you. So you kind of have to just accept your fate there.
Yep. So, you know what, if you're ReGen Anomaly, and we started to talk about this because it was just so heavy, regardless of how that game went, that combination was super strong. If ReGen Anomaly was able to stay in the game and win, they still had to kind of think about how this goes into next game. So we're in Volskaya Foundry. That combo, devastating on a place like Volskaya Foundry. So what would you do to get rid of it, to break it?
Well, I mean, first of all, you can just ban the heroes. Obviously, that's the easiest way to go about it. But other things that you can potentially do, maybe a Medivh going on, something like that. To, I guess, as simple as it sounds, get people out of the cage that is inevitably going to hit you, or perhaps even just stop time and prevent any further follow-ups. So Medivh is like the first character that comes to mind as a prevention for it. But I think ultimately you just want to ban out the Maev. That was just absolutely devastating. Ace gets my MVP award for that one for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, as soon as they ban out Maev, it's going to lead to an Alarak, I think. So we'll see if they are aware of that, for one, and for two, if they elect to let that through.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't hate seeing them ban out both. Ace obviously has done a really strong, or put up a really strong performance on really both of those heroes. So, and those are the playmakers, right? I mean, your Alarak sets up plays, your Maev sets up plays. Make it a little bit harder.
That's a proud Lucio one trick. Oh, hold that thought. 1 second.
All right, well, while he goes to get that, I'm going to show those standings again with the right logos this time. So that extra point now ties up Lurk Patrol with ReGen Anomaly. And as I mentioned earlier, whoever wins this series goes on to basically potentially either be the number 3 or number 2 seed. But whoever loses the series plays against ReGen Phoenix in the first round of the playoffs. Welcome back, Psychic. What did you have to show us?
I have this to show everyone. I showed it on stream last night, but look at this pillow. It's my favorite pillow. My best friend bought it for me. So
very nice pillow. And is it a fairly soft pillow? Is it nice to sleep on?
It's really cushy. It was really nice to lay on the plane with, or cuddle with on the plane. Lucio ban. Oh no. Well, Oh well.
Well, you know, that's
that.
fair. They have a different idea on what they want to go with. And Lucio with the sound barrier, certainly, you know, one of the challenges that ReGen had in that game was getting those kills so quickly. And we're not on the right page, so let me flip. You know, was getting those kills done so quickly, you know, and they do ban out the Maiev, so I expect to see an Alarak here. You know, the burst potential coming out from Lurk Patrol was just simply greater with their combo than ReGen Anomalies. So if Lucio's taken out of the mix now, that makes it a little bit harder for their mobility, and there's no sound barrier.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I do like that they got the Maiev out of there, too. I think that was the real issue. And they're going to go ahead, Lurk Patrol, rather, is going to go ahead and ban out Malfurion. They must have thought that was an issue, perhaps?
Well, and sometimes it's just about the fact that they play it and making sure. I mean, Malfurion gets value here, right? His root, you know, can zone out an entire section. Really combos well with the Garrosh. We're gonna see the Alarak Anduin.
The Alaru, the Alarino. I think we just ran that.
Hashtag called it. Yes, I think we did, didn't we?
Yeah, you certainly did.
We lost that game, didn't we?
No.
Was that the one we lost? We won?
No,
Okay.
that was the one, we won that one. It was on Towers of Doom. Alright, so Garrosh picked up again as well for ReGen Anomaly. Okay. I mean, you know, it was scary. Combos were there.
I love the Junkrat.
Oh, what kind of treats? Oh, man.
Now, Garrosh, so there's no Malfurion roots, but there are Junkrat silencing roots now. And, I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but I'm going to give it away. They hate Junkrats so much. Like, one of the things, if you watch Ektar's stream, it was actually kind of comical watching them play against Junkrat. I think Ace absolutely just like went from level 1 calm collected to level 12 triggered in one route. Now this wasn't today's game, it was, you know, a week or two ago, but still, like, the new Junkrat is such a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah, that is completely true. I have to 100% agree on that one. I know a certain gentle boy who is in Budapest right now who despises Junkrat with a passion.
He's not in Budapest.
Not yet?
No, he's not in Budapest at all. He went to Belgium. Budapest is the
You kept telling me it was Budapest.
That's because I kept thinking it was. And actually, I called it Budacrest. So there you go. But anyways, we're going to see Hanzo and Diablo. So picking up that Diablo once again into the Garrosh. Hanzo, now I recall seeing some pretty solid play from Gunny on Hanzo as well. So this is looking like a pretty frightening team. But we're going to pick up the Arthas and Jaina in the 4 and 5 ReGen Anomaly, so getting a lot of slows. The final pick going to be Greymane. What are you showing me there, Rek? Is that a Jimmy Raynor pin?
It is a little... No, it's not a pin. This is a little... I don't want to call it an action figure. It's a little figurine. I have a whole bunch of them. I've got ETB. I've got Chef Stitches. Who else do I got?
Ace coming in. Ace is already triggered in chat. He's like, no. Like, just seeing the Junkrat and listening to Aero talk about it, he's like, no. I love it. What are you doing, Rek?
I dropped everything. I was showing off my cool stuff, and then I hit my Coke can. Oh, well.
Well done, sir. Well done.
That's all right. I'm done showing off stuff.
Okay.
I do, however, need my Lucy pillow again.
All right, we're going into the game, and suddenly, why does that's so weird. Why does it not show up on this page? The names show in the draft, but they don't show on this page. It's so frustrating.
Sorry, read 3-hour route into 6-hour silence.
All right, Rek, take it away on the left.
Sure. All right, on the left we got Lurk Patrol on your blue team. That is Alarak playing Ace, Alarak playing Ace, Ace playing Alarak, Bickle on Greymane, Ektar playing Anduin, Gunny on Hanzo, and first-person shooter or frames per second, Nate, on Diablo.
And over to the right, we've got ReGen Anomaly. Voodoo going to be playing the Junkrat. Ripper on the Arthas. There's the throw onto Ace. Going to get the Leap of Faith out, allowing Alarak to survive. But continuing on, Gen Jesus once again on the Garrosh. Carve playing that. Jaina and Anners on the Karazim. Looking to maybe go into that 7 side and get some kills. But the Alarak pull silence onto Gen Jesus. He's going in, looking for that Alarak, but walks through the blizzard. But it's actually Anduin who secures the kill on the Garrosh.
Oh dear. That's okay. Maybe he knew that he was dead anyway and just wanted to try and potentially find something to go along with it.
Yep. Now Ripper a little bit far forward going after Bickle there, trying to get the kill on the Greymane, but with the Hanzo rotation down, that's going to be a 2nd kill for Lurk Patrol tonight.
You really hate to see it.
Oh, hey, Full of Mango bringing in the 1,000 bits. Welcome and thank you very much for that. Shouting out for ReGen Anomaly.
Uh-huh.
The ReGen fans in the house tonight looking to help their team get here. We get the throw on to Bickle, but with the minions there, he's not going to take any tower shots. So
yeah, man, that Merdallions guy, he really knows how to wrangle a crew. All right, we're going to go ahead and opt for our turrets, both teams, that is. Looks like Lurk Patrol's a little earlier to get it, but I'm not going to lie, ReGen Anomaly's camp clear is pretty quick.
Yeah, between the Jaina and Karazim, and you know what? We haven't even shown towns. Let's actually put those up here.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, so it is what is that? Transcendence for the healing?
Yeah, Transcendence. It's
Bold
every
strategy for Anduin. Yeah. Yep. Stormbow talents here for the Hanzo as well. Now Junkrat using that root, that steel trap in the bush to make sure that he's protected from any rotation there. Garrosh gonna throw the Diablo. A lot of damage here. Ooh. And gets the concussion mine. Nate does fall. The Frostbolt I thought was gonna kill him, but just a little bit off on the aim there.
Yeah.
With that kill.
Anduin has to channel his flash heal, haha. Been there many a times where my teammate died as I'm casting. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's not my fault, but I know the feeling.
So the support camp picked up here by ReGen Anomaly after securing that kill. And that's a you love to see it moment. You know, taking advantage of that kill and getting value immediately. Lurk Patrol, when they got their kill earlier, they rotated down, got a 2nd kill. So, you know, both teams pretty much even right now in XP. Maybe a slight advantage to Anomaly since they got the support camp and now also their siege camp here. Did I lose you, Rick?
No, I'm still here. I'm just looking around thinking. I'm watching this top lane right now. Just kind of going for the clear, I suppose. So,
well, Ripper is toast.
Oh, no.
Arthas went in there to see if he couldn't maybe stall out the channel a little bit. Was a little bit too late and got the rotation down from the Diablo.
Yeah. I don't think ReGen Anomaly minds too much. They've got plenty of time to head back in there. They've got item advantage, I suppose you could call it. And only a few seconds left on both fortification camps, so there might be another round of that.
XP advantage now slightly over to Lurk Patrol. Again, Jesus might be able to get the Hanzo getting flipped with the Leap of Faith. Diablo charging in, gets the silence on to Garrosh there, and the bio emitter is used, so Diablo is in a little bit of a dangerous spot here as Ripper slowing him down, but ultimately not going to get the kill. But Genji's is looking for that trapped Greymane, and that's going to be the kill. Nearly the kill returned onto Anners, though.
Yeah, to almost, pull back. But, you know, Karazim, he's a quick fella. It's kind of hard to hit. Oh my goodness, another hit onto Ripper, but it doesn't matter because he just barely lives and actually finds himself flipped and Garrosh Q'd, Earth Shattered, or whatever it's called. Groundbreakered, Earth Shatter, whatever.
You said Ripper, but I think you
Ripper did get hit by a Hanzo Q. Yes, he did. And it almost died.
Yeah. But Hanzo's the one that got Q'd and died.
No, oh, never mind.
maybe we're talking about...
We might be talking about two different things right now.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, Hanzo died.
Hanzo died. There you go, people.
Both teams picked up their fortification camp, and this is a 5v5 here. Again, Jesus a little bit low, uses that Bloodthirst. Ripper right up in the face of the team here. Is going to have to pull back, though. Doesn't have Army of the Dead. He's not high enough level for that yet. The Shadow charge in. Again, Jesus trying to get away, but is going to go down to the Greymane, and Arthas still has no health. Cannot stay on this point. Is at least going to go back and tap. I don't think that they can really push in on this, though. So I think this should be a Lurk Patrol protector here.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. What do you think, Aero? I think maybe ReGen and Anomaly should have just backed off, let them come in, recapture, get themselves nice and healed up first, and then go back in. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
I mean, at this point, when you look at it from behind, yeah, probably. You know, at that point they had the control, they had the opportunity to do what they wanted with it, but ultimately this is where we're at right now. Level 10's just around the corner for Lurk Patrol, and we see Hanzo and Greymane both heading to the bot lane. A little bit surprising they'd send both of them, as they do get the tower, one more tower, and that'll get them 10, so they're going to start making their way up to top lane to deal with that.
Yeah, nothing too surprising going on there with that. We do get some nice damage onto the Protector, but I don't think it's going to be enough in time for it to prevent the, well, destruction. And there it goes.
Yeah, and I like their positioning there. They're making sure that they only take damage, if any damage. They're only taking damage from one of the towers, and the Protector was close enough that it was able to use that machine gun on the well.
Absolutely. Heading back to middle now. Only a few seconds left to go on the Triglav Protector. It's also fairly low. Oh, a nice Curse Bullet coming out onto Garrosh, but Bickle finding himself in a bit of a Bickle in a pickle when taking a whole ton of damage from the rest of ReGen Anomaly. Actually, it's Junkrat who falls, and Stormbow's quest at level 1, I believe it is called Target Practice, is completed as a result.
Yeah, I think that Garrosh there popping the Indomitable, trying to look for that kill with the Protector still up, probably was a little bit earlier, or a little bit early. I think that if he waited 5 seconds for the Protector to fall, then he can pop that Indomitable, time it right so he doesn't get knocked back, and possibly throw the Anduin, securing a kill then.
Yeah.
So just something to keep in mind here. Looking for that Alarak, but they instead get the Diablo using the 7-sided, and that's going to get them that kill. Ultimately, Diablo will be back soon, though. They're looking for the second kill onto Alarak. Might get it, and they do. Can they get the bio-emitter? Can he get it?
They can't. Wait, he has to time it right. Okay, there we go. There is technically a channel on picking that item up and can be interrupted. It is just like a quarter-second channel. So he actually did get interrupted. I don't know if you noticed.
He did, yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's also kind of an awkward spot, because if you don't hit it right on your click, it might just want you to attack the wall, right?
Right.
So we did get the fortification camp picked up here on the left by Lurk Patrol. ReGen Anomaly working on theirs now on the right. Oh, Genji with the taunt in mid lane against Ektar.
Ooh. A little bit of BM, but that's okay. We love to see those.
I mean, if you're just standing around in mid lane, why not? Dance party mid lane, right?
I suppose. I only do it to hurt people's feelings.
You're very good at that, Rek. Hey, Rek. Is it my turn yet?
All right, so funny story about that that I don't want to tell.
All right, well, we can move right along. So Ektar and Ace over here working on their siege camp. Diablo is a little bit isolated here, but even with this rotation, because they don't know where Lurk Patrol's at, and they're all off the map at this point except for Diablo, now Hanzo's showing, they had to be really careful about trying to go into that engage. So I actually do like them being a little bit cautious about that, because it could have been very easy for suddenly Greymane Cursed Bullet onto Garrosh.
Yeah.
But Lurk Patrol might be looking to head up to the top.
Yeah, it looks like they're going there now. Ripper kind of standing around, just grabbing that last bit of soak in the bottom lane. There's no real rush to get top at the moment. Uh-oh. Big taunt coming out on top of Diablo and Greymane, but it's actually Diablo who falls first after getting taunted and rooted. But Junkrat is the next to go down, and Ektar barely keeping Bickle alive.
Yeah, I think that was on the Counter-Strike that killed Junkrat, maybe?
I think so. I wasn't quite... I was trying to speak.
Yeah, ultimately a 2-for-1, though. But it did cost them the biotic emitter. There is another support camp up and available, though.
Mm-hmm.
For right now, though, ReGen Anomaly looking to get that wall damage. And look at that.
No. There it is. I like it. Like I said before, their camp clear is actually really good between just Jaina and Karazim alone, but they've got Ripper with them now, so I like it. Ripper being on Arthas, that is.
Right. So we do have, we do have these ults. We talked a little bit about them. It is Ring of Frost for Jaina, Riptire for Junkrat, rather. Of course, Army of the Dead and Taunt and Seven-Sided for the ReGen Anomaly. There's the charge into the Apocalypse. Oh. Seven-Sided coming out. They do have the bio emitter, but so far they haven't needed it. There it goes. Riptire coming in, looking to try to get this kill onto Diablo. ReGen Anomaly does secure the Protector as well, and with a triple kill, they're going to make their way with this Protector onto the top fort. Now they need to get a second person in there. Oh, they do. Carve makes it in.
Yes. Now, I hate to be the guy who says, well, if this happened, this would have been different, but I have to be. I think that everything went right for Lurk Patrol in that moment. They got the big combo onto the Karazim holding a bioemitter, but what did it for me, what kept him alive, was Alarak did not get his silence off on top of it. That allowed Anners to pop his Seven-Sided and ultimately Radiant dash out.
Ultimately? Oh.
5 out of 10. 5 out of 7, I'd say.
Yeah, a solid 5 out of 7, yeah. Level 16's online for both teams here, as Anomaly is looking to get what they can in the mid. Now, Genji's is going back in, but throwing them out. Here's the Hanzo Aero, and that's going to be a quick kill. And I think right there that, it was okay to just walk away.
Yeah, I mean, that was the old Aero re-engage.
Hey! We didn't talk about your bad story.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Deal.
Mm-hmm. All right, Diablo coming up, trying to clear up this catapult. Gonna eat that Junkrat steel trap. What's the time on this support camp? It's about 50 seconds, so everybody will be back up. Garrosh will be back on the map by then. But for now, not a lot of activity to go on. We've got this siege camp being picked up, ultimately by both teams. Now the turret camp is available on the side of Lurk Patrol, so that could give them an item advantage of 2 turrets. And which one is this? Is this the root? Yeah, so we do have Numbing Blast from Jaina getting that root. Right now here, Diablo is a bit isolated, but they're not able to land the CC to get him locked down. Possibly still looking, though, as they do see that somebody was down at that camp. Rotation coming from Lurk Patrol to get onto this bottom tower now.
Yeah, looking maybe to get some free damage, but I don't think anything's going on there. Big flip onto what's his name, Diablo again, but Seven-Sided coming out as well, but Leap of Faith just too strong. And the other Dragon's Arrow coming out on top of Jesus, but he cleanses it, and a big 4-man Ring of Frost coming out. Can ReGen Anomaly find something here? I don't think this might be one of those no-death team fights. Oh, just kidding. Jaina falls first. Bickle in trouble as well, but Voodoo is actually the next one to fall.
And I gotta say, for a moment there, this looked like the exact opposite of what I thought was gonna happen. With that Riptire, it looked like maybe they were gonna get a few kills out of it. But that kill onto Jaina opened up a huge opportunity for Lurk Patrol.
Yeah, it absolutely did. They kind of have free reign right now. Looks like they're gonna go ahead and opt to push down the middle fort, which is fine. Excuse me? Excuse me? I missed it.
I did too. I was up showing the lane.
Oh no.
I'm guessing that was a Seven-Sided with an Arthas root.
Yeah, it must have been.
And Counter-Strike was down because they used it to defend from the damage from the tower in the first place. So that's a big value kill for them.
Absolutely. You know, I was just talking about Lurk Patrol having full control of the map, and that kind of halted it. Although it looks like they're going to go ahead and go top fort, which makes total sense to me. You know, you got not too much else to do right now.
Yeah, being down a hero, you know, ReGen Anomaly does have 5 on the map, so, you know, they see everybody up there. I'd like to see them get somebody on this point, get that channel started. They are trying to get to level 20 at the same time or as soon as possible.
Yeah, Munch pointed out something I didn't even notice. There were 3 turrets on Lurk Patrol's side placed. Wow.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
yeah, they were all sitting there in the middle lane. That'll definitely do it.
All right, so the channel now beginning with level 20s for Lurk Patrol. It is going to be last laugh here for the Alarak, so...
I'm really loving this Anduin build, I've got to be honest. Only exception is Bold Strategy. I prefer Simply Pursued by Grace, but everything else looks peachy. I like it. Oh, just kidding. Inner Fire is a little weird, but that's fine.
Which one's...
Inner Fire is level 4. It's basically allows you to auto attack faster and farther. Makes
sense. Well, Junkrat nearly dying there. Might actually still fall. Ooh. Does, in fact. And Carve also taking loads of damage on the Jaina, nearly falling. Level 20 is available now as well for ReGen Anomaly. And it looks like pretty much about what you would expect here. What is this from Kerosene?
Oh, that's
Radiant
Epiphany.
Dash. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Radiant Dashes? I'm sorry. I thought you meant level 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Epiphany allows for, yes.
Mana and more dashes.
Yeah. Mana refill and recharges your Radiant Dashes, yes.
So no Junkrat. That's a pretty significant loss to try to defend this. Arthas is in the mid. They do have a camp pushing top that eventually gets value, but certainly not nearly as fast as a Protector in this bot lane. This is a very strong push here for Lurk Patrol. But Anomaly's not out of it. They just have to make sure that they don't lose people here. They can afford to give this keep to not lose the game.
Absolutely. And you know, the way they're defending it, it doesn't even look like Lurk Patrol wants to push in too far. They just want that keep and get out, you know?
So far.
Alright, there you go.
Mango, when are you going to take me to go get ice cream? I'm not sure about this one.
Aero, you didn't take me to get ice cream in California.
I mean, that's true. So the Protector, pretty low here, and the support, the focus of Lurk Patrol has pulled back as they want to clear up that camp in the top lane.
Ooh.
And this time Genji's might be looking for exactly what I described earlier, using that Indomitable to get in close.
Oh, NA Aero. You love to see it.
Did he take the level 20? He did take the level 20, but since he didn't hit those, he probably didn't want to.
You still, I mean, you can still show up, but
oh sure, yeah.
I don't think he wanted to.
Yeah, you don't want to show up in the middle of a Garrosh Arthas.
Not particularly.
Kerosene combo. All right, so this is going to be the fight right here. This is it.
Yeah, this is the one.
Maybe not.
Actually, Lurk Patrol got a little discouraged there. They noticed that Garrosh was in the bush holding it, and even Ripper was pulling off for a second, kind of looking to just say, "Hey, I'm Arthas. You can't come in."
So there are catapults mounting in the bot lane, so that's going to have to be addressed by ReGen Anomaly, which it looks like they are heading down to do. Because Jaina's up in the top lane dealing with that camp, it looks like Lurk Patrol is going to be able to come down here, maybe push in on this fortification camp, but never mind. They ping the retreat, and looks like they're instead going to push up into the top lane. Maybe grab this camp, possibly just look for the Jaina. And
I think that's exactly what happens. Oh dear. Jaina actually popping the whatchamacallit, the ice block early actually kind of helped out for a moment, but not a whole lot else going on as Garrosh is the next one to fall, and Anders popping that bio emitter to hopefully just allow himself to get out, and that's exactly what he does. But this is a big Lurk Patrol push. Oh no! Diablo gets flipped over the wall, but leap of faith, my man. Anduin is a good character.
So 36 seconds on Jaina, 40 seconds on Garrosh. I mean, did he take the cooldown on... He did take the cooldown reduction on Riptire, so there's a lot of potential for Junkrat to just go absolutely bonkers here if Lurk Patrol's not careful. But this could be the chance they're looking for here. Voodoo did get that concussion mine out, but
ooh, nice.
Wasn't able to proc it. Light Bomb does come out as well, so it looks like this defense might actually be enough. Those Junkrat traps, I'm telling you, man, they don't want to deal with that.
No. Lightwell was also used over there, and that's going to take a little bit to come back, assuming, you know, Ektar can't get too many more heals in.
All right. Control point A. We're at 21.5 minutes into this game. This Protector could be the end of the game. I mean, if Lurk Patrol gets it, they just walk right up to the core. And if ReGen Anomaly gets it, they could go through the top lane, take down that keep, and still win the game, as the Protector at this point will do a pretty massive amount of damage.
Yeah, and, you know, Lurk Patrol has all the time in the world right now. They're ahead in structures, which means that, you know, they could kind of take this nice and slow, nice and easy, force ReGen Anomaly to back off and grab, you know, clear lanes. But yeah, it looks like it might actually be doing exactly that. They want to take it nice and slow.
Garrosh going in with the Unstoppable, the double throw. Counter-Strike used, getting a lot of damage. Jaina having to pop the ice block, and now they're pulling back a little bit here. Diablo could fall. They do get the kill onto Jaina, though. Alarak also very low. Arthas falling in the back here. So Ace on the Alarak does get the pull, but never mind. Does secure the kill onto the Junkrat. And this looks like it's going to be the end of... the Cursed Bullet on the 400 health target. But it's okay, it missed.
Still damage.
5-man team wipe here, so Lurk Patrol gonna go ahead and channel the control point here, and they're gonna carry this Protector all the way over to the core and finish this game up. So a 2-0 victory, it looks like, coming out from Lurk Patrol, and that will set them up for a showdown, I believe, with Tickle Me Tassadar. One of them will be number 2, one of them will be number 3. Ultimately, I don't think that it matters. And GG.
Oof.
Let's take a quick look at the stats here, and let's see if our boys over at Lurk Patrol want to stop by and say hello.
Mm-hmm. You know, I had to say, the last laugh at the end there, I think that's really what won it.
All right, Gunny says, sure. So let's go ahead and hop over into the casting booth.
Okay.
Oh, they're already there for us.
Oh, wow.
All right, we'll meet you there.
Hi, Aero.
Hello.
Greetings, friend.
Psychic is hopping over for us as well. There he is. There he is.
Yeah, sorry. I couldn't find the Discord.
Fair enough. Well, congratulations, you guys, on your 2-0 victory. That's got to feel good. I know that you guys had a double header tonight, and it's always good to end the night on a big victory.
Yeah, if it was gonna go, if we were gonna lose the first one, win this, or if we were gonna lose one and win the other, I'm happy it worked out this way, to be honest.
For sure, for sure. So this solidifies for you guys either second or third place. Ultimately, that's a toss-up, you know, as far it obviously it doesn't change who you play,
matter.
Right? But it's all about the points. So you guys are going to be playing Tickle Me Tassadar. How you feeling about that next round matchup?
You know, I would rather go against you guys, to be perfectly honest.
Our match was so
That's fair.
neat last
I
time.
I thoroughly enjoyed our match, and I would enjoy to play it again.
Sure.
We've played Tickle Me Tacitar enough.
Oh yeah, that's true because you guys are in the
played
same
them
division as them.
NGS regular season, and then we played them in a best of 5 in the Coastal Finals, and then we played them this league, and now we're gonna face them again in the playoffs. I don't want to be there anymore. I want some diversity. They're a good team, and they're enjoyable, especially Serenian. But like, man, can I just not ban Zeratul and Medivh to start every game? Like, please.
They're enjoyable.
Oh my goodness. Oh well. We'll I know they've been doing some experimenting around, trying to see if they can push Div A next season. So we'll see how their kind of roster shakeup goes down and see if we can find any holes to poke and go after them.
Sure. So you guys, unfortunately, for whatever reason, my Soothsayer didn't carry over, so some of the overlay stuff doesn't show up, but it still is mostly the same. But on game 1 there, you guys had Tomb of the Spider Queen. You know, both teams had kind of these wombo combo things set up. But I have to say, you know, and I said it at the beginning of the game, and we saw it with the ban in the second game, the Maiev play. Well, there's a reason that we banned Maiev against you guys, right?
Smile.
And yeah, exactly. And you guys' combo with the Warden's Cage plus APOC plus Combustion plus Gunny, you were playing the Kael'thas that game, yeah?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah,
Burn them in jail.
Yeah, the combination of that, it looked at the beginning like it almost could be a coin flip, but the engages were fantastic, and it just looked really strong going into that. So, you know, so that I can feel better about this when we inevitably face you in the future, is that just how you guys like to play Tomb of the Spider Queen? Just brawl them to death and then, you know, pick up structures from there? Is that kind of the plan?
In a sense. We like that map because it's conducive to small skirmishes over tight corners, and we find we do best on those maps. So, yeah, in a sense.
Sure.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. We just you do clean rotations, clean wave clear. Picked up the Kael'thas. I know you're watching earlier. We did not have a Kael'thas or a mage, and it impacted our wave clear. So, and if you want to see the counterpoint of that, the Ragnaros and the Wood League series prevented us from gaining the advantages off of the brawls and the forced positionings and all that. So it really shows where you can kind of poke at this as well. So
Sure,
yeah, you're totally right.
Well, you guys played that really well. Game number 2, obviously, you know, we talked about it at the very beginning of the game. You know, I said to Rec that they could play that exact same comp right here and just do absolutely monstrous on it. So of course, what do? They banned out the Maiev, they banned out the Lucio. I knew you guys were going into Alarak. You picked the Alarak.
Hey, don't target me like that.
I'm just saying. I don't want to say that you're predictable, but you're kind of predictable. And
Excuse you, Aero.
Oh, all right. I'm hitting up Storm League with some Murky and some Gazlo here pretty soon. You better be careful.
there you go. I'll be looking for you.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, it was that being predictable isn't always necessarily a bad thing, right? It's comfort heroes. It's things that you're good at. You've played Alarak, you play him well. You played Maiev, you played her well, and it makes it difficult. And you set up those plays, and so I honestly was surprised that they banned out the Lucio over the Alarak, to kind of force you to adjust that behavior, but they didn't, and this was a much closer game. I think that you guys took advantage in a lot of ways with that Diablo. I want to shout out Nate. Really catching the heroes that were too far forward, whether that was Diablo, whether it was Arthas, whether it was Karazim at times. But you guys really set the stage early. Gunny coming down into that bot lane, rotating down and killing the Arthas, and that really made it a starting point for you.
Yeah, that one was a little bit of luck. I think the Hearth is tunnel vision just a little bit onto our gray main. I was just going down to get range for my Q. Wasn't really too much of an attempt for a pick. It just worked out that way. But yeah, it certainly does work out that way for us. And to the extent of the Alarak, I'm not so sure. I mean, just because we're predictable, that means they have to have a response for it. So they know that we're probably going to take Kel or Hanzo if I'm in the game. That still doesn't change the fact that they have to find a way to counteract that.
Exactly. Yeah. And like I said, I didn't mean to make it sound like predictable is bad, because it means that you have the ability. Yeah, consistent. That's a great way to put it. Rec.
Yeah.
What questions do you have for our friends over at Lurk Patrol?
It's another draft question, but this one on the reverse side of things, in terms of bans. So in game per two, namely, you guys opted to ban out for the Zarya and pretty much what they played in game one. Did you find that it was difficult? Like, did they have like difficult to deal with composition for you guys, or was it just simply, oh, they played that, all right, get rid of it?
It's a burden of execution problem. So we knew their win con in game one was Garrosh flip with a speed barrier into a Malfruit. And that does a lot of work. And with our burst protection kind of taken out with Lucio, that whole threat was kind of just amplified a little bit. So you can replace Malfurion in the draft. Obviously, he's optimal for the follow-up, but you can still replace him with another kind of support.
Yeah.
And so we just wanted to force the burden of execution onto the Garrosh a little bit more. You can't just get free positioning with a speed barrier. We wanted to try and pick apart his play a little bit more, and you could see that Nate was able to pick off heroes a little bit more because Garrosh wasn't always being the aggressor. So I think that was a main point behind that ban.
Okay, cool.
I'll just say, I found the fear of God in that Hefe with speed barrier, man. That is just a murder train running right at you.
Yep, we always say Garrosh approaches you with murderous intent, and that was 50% additional murderous intent.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because in game one, both of your compositions were relatively similar in the sense of, lock someone down and just blow them the heck up. I'd say the only thing that you guys had over that was you had more, I suppose, AoE damage, we'll call it. Whereas theirs was more sustainy and single target, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah, no.
Their comp also lacked the sufficient wave clear. Our wave clear was almost instantaneous with Kalthos, so it allowed us to move through our rotations a lot faster. So we were able to spend more time looking for those engages, where they had to spend some of their mage time on clearing.
Yeah, and I made the point that pretty much whoever engages first kind of wins that fight. Not always, obviously, but I noticed the Maiev was an absolute terror for Malfurion to deal with in one team fight in particular. I think it was the second one in top lane.
Yes.
Because he was delayed to come to the fight as a result of Maiev. So yeah.
Yep. There's also a fight where he was going for a Twilight Dream, and we're not sure what hit the interrupt on it. It was either Nate's charge or my pull, but one of those interrupted the Twilight Dream, which was our big loss condition because we have that aggressive Maiev comp. Some kind was it logical decision when we've played them just would solo Dream, solo ult, destroy Maiev and say, all right, you don't get to play that game. And so it forces, even if it only happens once or twice, it forces a different play style that they can capitalize on. So we knew that ahead of time and made it a priority to deal with the Malfurion possible Twilight Dreams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some people don't realize that, solo ult? Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's all you need is one death to spiral out of control,
When you solo ult away their engagement condition, it simplifies the game state considerably, and that's always powerful.
Yeah. All right, almost all the questions I have, Aero.
All right, well, my last question for you, Ace. On a scale of 1 to triggered, how quickly did you go crazy when you saw them taking that Junkrat?
It was actually meta-triggering because I just went Junkrat, but then I heard that everybody said that I was triggered because of Junkrat. And I was just like, oh, I'm not triggered. Don't worry about me. I'm completely fine. It only stunned me for 6 years. So,
Mate, you rage counted the time you were silenced from that route every time.
I know, but that's because I was doing it as a meta tactic. I promise you that one. Genuinely, traps that chase you that silence you for 2.5 seconds are pretty stupid. But at this point, we're starting to figure out how to play around it. I personally am walking into fewer bushes with traps in them and kind of pulling them off point, if you saw that once. So
Yep.
it's a process, and it's not as bad as it once was, but still, it happens.
For what it's worth, I feel you. I hate dealing with that, and you know, it sucks no matter who you're playing. You can be playing Johanna, suddenly there's a silence trap, and you just sit there and go, well, I guess I'll go AFK for the next couple of seconds while I just die.
Yeah, so I mean, overall, it's like a 4 out of 10, pretty much. Like, I'd rather see some other heroes, but I'm not gonna be too mad. But yeah, we'll you know, we work against the Junkrat, and we'll work from there.
Well, good deal. Well, listen, guys, let's wrap this up. Just again, you know, congratulations on getting into your 2-3 with Tickle Me Tassadar, which we know you're going to love to play. But let's go ahead and leave you on the floor with any shout-outs you've got.
Well, we always shout out all our team members who didn't get to play in this match, but I think we played everybody.
Everybody played both series.
Yep, both series. So
Nice.
So
you got any shout-outs, Nick?
Thanks for picking up the cast, Aero. It was so fun. The first time you're like, I've got to get in on that action, so I appreciate you picking up for game series number 2.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, it was nice meeting both y'all at BlizzCon.
That's
was
true.
Fun.
Yes. I do remember that. Don't worry, I'm good with names.
I saw you at the convention center, Recycle, because you had your ReGen shirt on. I was like, hey, and there you go. I was like, oh, hurts. It hurts, man.
Nice.
It hurts. So,
Just
yeah, I got destroyed. I was like, that was for Psychic, guys. I promise, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I did wear it there, and
Sure did.
Did you see me on the big screen? Because they show at the HOTS panel, because they showed me like I think 6
Yeah,
times.
yeah. I saw everybody. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's so funny.
So, yeah, that's all I've got.
All right, guys. Well, good luck in playoffs
Good luck.
starting next week.
Hope to see you. Hope to see you guys in the finals.
That's where we'll be.
Well, or any ReGen team at this point, just give us some ReGen.
Well, for what it's worth, either way, if you go to the finals, you're playing against a ReGen team.
Yeah, it's a ReGen team kill. Hate to see it.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, have a great night. Thanks again for joining us.
All right, see ya.
Thank you.
All right. So, Rec, I'm going to go ahead and call you real quick.
Okay.
Call. There we go. Get you back up on the stream here.
Okay, yeah. Let me turn my camera back on.
Rec, you're looking... Oh, well, you were looking handsome. Now you're looking normal. Well, yeah, so shout out to the rest of Lurk Patrol who did not necessarily get to play in both series. Ultimately, Lurk Patrol going 0-2 against Wood League tonight, 2-0 against ReGen Anomaly, putting them at either number 2 or number 3, depending on how the game between Tickle Me Tassadar and I think I Must Feed goes.
Ah, okay.
Anything that you'd like to shout out to Twitch land there, Mr. Psychic?
Nothing in particular. Just if you want to follow me on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/RePsychic. I might start streaming again soon. I don't know. It's kind of whatever at this point for me. And if you want to follow me anywhere else, it's RePsychic everywhere. If you want to shoot me a DM, just say hello. I respond very quickly because I have no life. So yeah, that's about it.
All right. And of course, you can find me here at twitch.tv/AeroTheStorm. Also, you can visit me on Twitter at Warrior Aero, but I don't even remember the last time I was there. Also, just as a public service announcement, Disney Plus came out today, and if you happen to have, I'm sure there are other resources for this too, but if you happen to have a Verizon wireless account, you can sign up. You can get a year of Disney Plus for free by going through your Verizon app, so make sure you check that out. You only get one per account, but you can do that, so make sure you check that out. Otherwise, everybody have a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.